Hello, friends. This is Angel Soriano. Welcome to today's segment of Ask the DogMan on Facebook Live. So this is the show where we offer solutions for training and for behavioral questions, and today we're going to have more. So the cool thing about this is that it's live. It's cool. It's sometimes not so cool because when you do live things, stuff goes wrong, okay? And when it goes wrong, then some people get upset. So anyway, to that effect, I ask everybody if you can see us, if you can hear us, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us something so we know that you're seeing us perfectly. And if not, we're going to continue to ask the question until we bore you to death. So anyway, that's what this is about. Before we start, let me explain how you can actually engage both of us. And I have a special guest with me today. It's kind of cool. One is, if you have any questions, just type them in the comments section underneath, and we will see them here. Actually, our producer will see them, and he's going to spot them and tell us about it. He'll probably read it, and then you get your question answered. So whether it is something that has to do with Kim, and I'll introduce her here in a minute, or it's got to do with your dog, your fur friend, whatever it is, just pop it in the comments section, and then we'll deal with it, okay? So that's how you play the game. This is how we do this. Today, we have the founder of the Pet Food Pantry of Oklahoma, Mrs. Kim Pempin. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
This is kind of cool for us. We just did a little segment with her not too long ago, and we figured we'd do this again. There's a lot of reasons for it. Main one is that I know that a lot of you out there just don't even know what this fine lady does and what her organization does. And they touched us. We just did a segment with them. They touched us. They touched James. And you know, to set the stage properly, our producer James is not touched by many things. Okay, but he was touched. He really was. He was touched by the story. He was in the middle of it from day one, and it's kind of cool what you do. So to set the stage for everybody else, you know, Kim has a huge heart. More importantly, she had a clear vision back so many years ago, and she'll talk about that, about what she wanted to do with all these pets that were going hungry and homeless that had these pets that were going hungry. And anyway, since we had this opportunity to spend with her and actually put a segment together, we were touched by everything they did. So it was only right that we did this today. Get you in front of some live audience, let people ask you their questions directly, and you know, let them meet you the same way we met you. Right?
I'm excited.
This is
yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good for all of us. So I tell you, it will make you a believer in the human race again. So if you're kind of hardened up, and this kind of stuff makes you a believer again. It's kind of touching. So go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And the reason is we will be releasing a video that we did with them. It's really a documentary that we did. It's about 20 minutes. I'll give you a fair warning, but it's really, really good stuff. Go see it. You'll get to know her a lot better. You don't even know us, but it's kind of cool. But go do it. It's going to be released today, right after the show. So you'll get an announcement. You'll probably see it in all those social media stuff because that's where it's hitting. So anyway, so let's get started. You know, Kim and I will chat a little bit while the questions come in, but I just want to get started with some, you know, open questions. So Kim, tell the audience what this great organization is all about. What does the Pet Food Pantry of Oklahoma does, and who do they serve?
Okay, so we provide pet food and supplies to low-income seniors, veterans, homeless, and now domestic violence shelters. We deliver monthly to those locations.
There's so much to that, okay, and we follow her with this. James follow the whole group. It's a production, folks. This is not a minor thing. It's such a production. We were touched by the whole thing. But so tell me how much food, okay, because that'll give them an idea. How much food is going out there on a monthly basis?
Over 9,000 pounds
so
a month.
That
of dog and cat food.
Are you guys getting this? They repackage 9,000 pounds of food, and then they deliver 9,000 pounds of food to those people that need it. It's not like a store where they come over and pick this up.
Right.
This is like home delivery. This is, I hate to call it home because some people are homeless. So this is delivery to the shelters, to the streets. We were on one ride with you guys.
Yes.
Where it was just a street. I won't say the corner, but it was just a corner, and everybody came out of wherever they were at.
Twice a month we do that.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. So anyway, it's kind of a cool program in my opinion. And I've known you, Kim, for a lot of years.
Yes.
We've always done a drive here and a drive there. And until somebody dives into the details,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to understand what you really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
And
what drove you?
So, well, what drove me was just feeding the dogs on the streets
Mm-hmm.
is what drove me. And then that led to finding out there were seniors that were going without their own food, without their own medical needs, because they were feeding their pets. They made the conscious decision, I can't feed myself. I can't feed my animal. I've only got this much money. What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And they choose to feed that pet. They choose to go to a human food bank and get food. And if they don't have enough food for that animal, that animal's going to eat first.
Yeah, they forego their own meal
Yes.
for the
Mm-hmm.
that makes them kind of a good person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
good person altogether.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
good. Do you have any questions yet,
I do.
producer?
Lynn asks, does the pantry prefer cash donations or food donations? And can anybody donate?
That's a great question. Yes, anybody can donate. We can buy food for cheaper than what you all can buy for retail. But I always tell people, it's whatever's in your heart. If you want to go and get that bag of dog food, bag of cat food, and that's what you want to donate, we certainly can use that. If you want those dollars to go a little bit further, then we can purchase it for extremely low cost. And so your money's just going to go a little bit further, but everything is needed. Even unfortunately, if you have a pet that is passed away,
Mhm.
and you need to move those items, you go to one of our donation sites and,
Okay,
we
like bedding.
bedding, litter, collars, treats, those kinds of
I
things.
had not thought about that.
Mhm. It's all used.
That's very good.
Mhm.
And then on that same topic, you mentioned to us a while back, and you were touching on it, that you said, your bargaining power or
Mhm.
your purchasing power is a little better, and it's, I guess, because of the amount of years you've been doing this and the context you have. But you gave me an alarming number a while back, and you said, hey, you get so much food for $100. And what is
Yes.
that?
So we have a relationship with some of the manufacturers through a place called the Rescue Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And when those trucks come in, we're able to purchase 1,000-pound pallets of food for $100.
That's amazing.
So
That's
it
amazing.
is huge. And
Yeah.
that's why, we always say that, if you want to sponsor a pet, it's about $15 a month
Mm-hmm.
to sponsor a pet. And that's with food and litter and whatever that person needs. And we always kind of just round it to about that $15. But when those trucks come in, we can buy those.
That's amazing.
We can buy for $100. We
Wow.
can buy about 6 pallets for $100 each.
Wow.
So that's huge.
Yeah, it is. I mean, all you need is 20 people to donate $5,
Absolutely.
and you have 1,000 pounds.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Mr. Producer.
Jeremy asks where the drop-off sites are.
Oh, that's a good question. So if you go to our website, you'll see our tab over there that talks about where all those donation sites are. And it's, all the Petco's are donation sites. There's places we serve from Edmond to Norman, Midwest Dale City to Yukon Mustang, and there's donation sites at all those areas.
Perfect.
So, and if you
Perfect.
can't
Yeah.
find, a place for a drop off, you just email me and we will make sure that gets picked up.
And Jeremy, we are also a donation
Yes,
drop-off location,
yes.
so you can, if you're nearby, you can do that. What is your website?
www.petfoodpantryokc.org, or for short, pfpokc.org.
Really good question. There's a bunch of people in the metro that actually accept it. There's a big list on there, so that's very,
Yeah.
very good. So, do you have
Great
another
question.
one?
Yeah. How much of every dollar goes to the pets?
That's a great question too. 95% or 95 cents on the dollar goes directly to our programs to serve those that we're helping. just kind of put everything in perspective, we home deliver to about 156 seniors and veterans right now. So those route drivers come and deliver straight to them out. So we're all volunteer based. We have 2 part-time people.
Mhm.
I'm a volunteer. I work a job outside of the Pet Food Pantry. So when you donate that dollar, you're going to know that 95% of that dollar is going to go straight to our program.
You know, that's an incredible number. There's been obviously your books are open due to the fact that you're a nonprofit.
Yeah.
That's an incredible number because most nonprofits have a salary base, right? And you know, you can just look at it and they're published information, and you can actually find that, you know, the good number out there typically is 65-70% of every, you know, that is typically a good number.
Yep. But that goes directly back to these amazing volunteers that we have and our amazing board. I mean, it is all the volunteers that give so much of themselves.
And it's a working board. That was another
board.
excellent topic that I want to talk about, because I was privileged enough to meet a couple of them. It's a working board. When I met them, when they were, you know, they had their hands in the mustard. Yeah, they were. It's amazing, you know. And this happens how often?
We bag twice. We bag once a month. We deliver once a month. So we're talking, you know, 2 Saturdays of the month. They're busy doing all that, and then we're doing all the things behind the scenes too. So amazing volunteers.
So incredible. Yeah, it's again,
we're very blessed.
It is a blessing. There's no question about it. So, so I know you'll see most of this, guys, when you watch the documentary, but there was a piece on there that I got a kick out of it, and that is Mike, your husband, being kicked out of his man cave. That's right. Actually, I shouldn't say kicked out. He gave up his man cave. That was even nicer.
He did give up his man cave, yeah. So we started this.
That's really important to us to have a man cave.
I know. We started this in our garage, and really kind of thought that's what I was going to do, was feed a bunch of, you know, hungry tummies out of our garage in the back of my car. And then the more people learned about it, the more, whether you have a heart for animals or seniors or veterans or homeless, somewhere in there you're touched by all that. And so we started getting some amazing donations. And then, so that led to, I need more space.
Right.
And that led to, can I just borrow your,
oh, that's how you got into
and then him being like, it's not going to be a borrow. I'm never going to get it back. And so he's done the whole trip with me. And then that progressed into the more you serve, the more you need, the more you need, the more you serve, that kind of thing. And then the more space you have to have.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, when I heard about that, I thought it was so funny. I was thinking, Mike.
He got it back.
Good. He basically got it back. I was going to say, Mike, and she asked for the garage again. Not even temporary.
He got it back. Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah. James, you have another question?
We've got a couple of behavior questions here for you. Jeremy Goodrich asks, the neighbor's dog barks nonstop whenever he's outside. He's tried to approach the dog and make friends with the dog, still no relief, and not getting much help from the neighbors. Any suggestions?
Oh, gosh. Jeremy, those are tough. So a couple of issues. One is, why is this dog barking? And by the way, you trying to make friends with this dog. It's a good human thing to do. Dogs they're just not wired like us. So if anything, you're probably going to make the situation worse. So the best way you can make friends with this dog is if the neighbor was cooperating and you can meet them in a mutual environment, a neutral location, like outside of the backyard. You trying to make friends with them over the fence is just going to create more of a havoc, and this dog is going to act even worse. So I'm not sure if that's going to work good for you long term. Now, as to how to get around this, they have these little bark boxes you can get. They're sound, they're sonar, what do they call them? Anyway, they're called bark boxes, and you can hang those. It works on 15-20% of the dogs, so it's not a good investment. I just mentioned in case you want to try it, bring it back if it doesn't work, right? But the best approach to this kind of stuff is to have a good neighbor. You need to appeal to this person, and if you have different sleeping hours, you need to go and appeal to this person and go knock on their door and, you know, take a witness like a friend, you know, and go in a non-confrontational way and have the discussion with them. Just say, gosh, this dog is keeping me awake, or he's so loud. Can I meet your dog in a neutral environment? And take them into a neutral environment and meet them there. That's going to be a much better approach to getting this dog to like you, etc. When you meet them in that mutual environment, or in that neutral environment, I'm sorry, you should really be feeding treats. Get this guy to know you and like you because you're just a great person, and then feed those same treats, you know, from the other side of the fence during that same session. Don't wait till the next day for this dog to forget you. During that same session, as he's putting them away, just continue to give him treats even over the fence. But you need this man's or this woman's cooperation. You're not going to get it anywhere. I'm sorry, you're just not going to get anywhere unless they help you with this. Now, on the negative side of this, and I hate to give you a long-winded answer here, on the negative side of this, if this really doesn't work out, this person is just not cooperating, you do have legal means, okay? And you can just make a phone call to, you know, your city town. You can start with PD. They hate getting those phone calls because they have better things to do, so they'll send somebody to act on it. And basically turn them in. Just say, you know, this it's a nuisance. They're not going to do anything on the first or second call. They're probably just going to, you know, talk to them, but nothing really is going to happen on the, you know, third or fourth call or so. Then it becomes a nuisance thing. They will be fined for nuisance. And look, no one wants to get a ticket. You don't want to be a lousy neighbor, but if he's not cooperating, then you can also think of doing that. So anyway, hopefully that helps. If it doesn't, just tag us again next couple of weeks or so and ask, or just call up and we'll try to walk you through it. But you got to get this guy to work with you. So anyway, hopefully that works.
One more training question here from Rose.
Sure.
Her son has 2 Great Danes that are 3 years old but have not received any training.
Yowza.
And was wondering if it's too late to get them trained.
No, it's not. Actually, it's never too late to train a couple of horses. 3-year-old Danes, okay? You know, there's this belief in our industry that because you have a little tiny dog that you carry with you, they don't need training. It's easier to handle the untrained dog, but they all need training, okay?
Yes.
But when you have a Dane that's, you know, 140, 150 pounds, and then you have 2 of them, it's even harder, and it's a lot more obvious to your neighbors and everybody around you that you have a dog with an issue. No, it's never too late. That's you know, to your question, a straight answer. It's never too late. The methods will have to change a little bit. If they have no foundation, we're probably going to have to treat them as puppies at the very beginning for the first 2-3 weeks, and then move them into normal obedience. And what I mean by puppies is they have to understand what the reward mechanism is. We don't believe in over treating a dog. We want touch praise. The problem is if you have a dog that has no foundation, touch praise is not going to work right off the bat. They have no value for it. So we're going to have to start them with, you know, some sort of treat-based mechanism or reward, and then immediately switch them out. Before they get used to it, switch them out of that completely and go into touch praise, which is your most reliable method for rewarding your dog. So yeah, just contact us here, or you know, we can help you with it. Don't sweat it.
And so much fun.
It's a blast. That's the other part of it. You have to convince. This was her brother. Is that what it was? Or
Her son.
Son. Okay. It's a blast. It's so much fun to train your dog, and it's even a lot more fun when you have those dogs that listens.
Yeah.
Right? You tell them something, they do it.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. My family was visiting here. We just dropped them off at the airport. They were here for a wedding, my son's wedding, and so my side of the family came over to visit. And they're both amazed at my wife's poodle. She has a standard poodle. You know,
Right.
good old Ruger. And then my German Shepherd, Diva. And they're like amazed that we say one command, the dog does it. They're like, how do you do that? Look, it's not magic. It's just repetition. Okay. But it is.
In relationship.
Yes. You have to build this bond. Okay. So convince them. It's really cool. If he's not convinced, bring him over. Just watch some classes and just watch people's feelings, their mannerisms, their smiles. I mean, everybody's having a blast handling their dog.
Yeah.
You know they're having a good time.
Yeah.
So anyway, do it. What do you got?
All right. Is there an income requirement to meet your services, Kim?
Yes. So obviously everybody that we help is extremely low income. And we do that. We do have an income level that we try not to go over, mainly so that we can make sure that we're taking care of everybody. You know, we do serve a lot of people, but there's so many more out there that don't even know about us that we need to serve. So if we can kind of keep that, down to the people that are just really, I mean, I'm talking, some of these people are $500 a month. That's what they have to eat off of, what they have to, their housing, that kind of stuff. So if we can keep that down, then we can serve a lot more people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So, do you go through a process? Do they apply? Because I guess I have a hard time understanding how, one of the days that we were out there with James filming, by the way, I had a blast doing this. It was a great experience, but there were people literally coming out of places, holes, spots.
Yes.
It was
At our homeless outreach.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
yes.
They were coming out of everywhere to get, and Mike was in the truck doing the delivery with another person. Anyway, it was hard for me to believe that they made anything. These people were not at $500 a month. They had nothing.
Exactly.
They had nothing but a rope and a dog.
And you know how important this is when I go there every now and then. I can go there on my lunch hour. And in one location, they can pick up clothes for themselves. In one location, they're feeding a hot meal, and they can give out food, human food. But when Mike pulls that truck up to that location, they are already lined up in a spot where they know it's going to be right behind his truck. They're lined up there because they want to go there first and pick up that pet food. Because there's only, we kind of have to limit that as far as what we can bring each time. And so they want to be sure that they get food for their pets first. But you're right. I mean, some of these people are just, they're the tent people that you see. They're, but there's, and I've had to change kind of somehow I feel about that. But just because they're low income, just because they don't have anything, doesn't mean that they shouldn't have that companionship of a pet, because it's good for the pet and it's good for the people. Lord knows we've got enough homeless pets that don't have people.
Yeah.
So.
And it's funny you touch on that, because that was one of the immediate responses or not responses, but thought process that I went through. Is like, gosh, that dog needs to be placed somewhere in a house, so they don't go without.
Right.
And guess what? They were both supporting each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of these people probably have enough instability in their life anyway, and this is the only thing that's stable. And it's a hard choice. And who am I to say, no, that dog doesn't belong there, it belongs somewhere else in a better home? What about the person?
That's exactly right. Right. And I really try, Mike and I both try when we're out and about, we try to counsel them a little bit on, how to care for their animal. Obviously, we talk about spay neuter. They have to be spayed or neutered. We try to get them places for vaccinations, those kinds of things. So we're not just saying, hey, here's your pet food, see ya. We're trying to help them because they may not know how to take care of that pet. And that's part of our job, is to do that.
Yeah, it's, look, there's so much more to say about this, Kim. It's let's get into a different topic really quick. So we're having an event here this Friday. And for everybody out there, this is we call it our Easter egg extravaganza. Very, very creative. It's going to be this Friday from 5 o'clock to 8 p.m. And it's benefiting the Pet Food Pantry. What we're doing this year normally is an egg hunt. What we're doing this year is saying to everybody, look, come over ready to donate. She's going to be here with one of their trucks, a bunch of volunteers. So come over and meet her, meet the volunteers. We're going to have Cook Feed, who's donated a bunch of items over here for us, Steve Cook. We'll have Lalo's Taco. Have you eaten?
I have not.
Oh, gosh.
I'm lining up for that.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing. Anyway, so Lalo's Tacos is going to be here serving. There's a Redbird Cafe serving also coffee and waffles. Oh my gosh, phenomenal waffles. So it's going to be a pig out. Can't forget the extravaganza. It's going to be a pig out. And then we're putting together some gift bags. I think we're going to have about 100. So the first 100 people arriving are going to end up with a gift bag with a whole bunch of goodies in it. The eggs themselves, there's going to be some surprises out there. It's not just going to be the egg hunt for the dogs, but there's going to be some surprises, meaning there's going to be some nice large prizes within it. So it'll make it fun,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
I think every heat is going to have that. James mentioned earlier, we got 14 heats, 14 races that we're going to do.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so much
It's going
fun.
to be a blast.
Yeah.
And
I peeked in the goodie bag.
well, don't tell them.
So you need to be here
Yeah.
for the first 100.
Yeah, you got to be here the first 100. Anyway, so it's going to be kind of cool. We're going to have some raffles throughout the day as well. So it's from 5 to 8 this Friday. Be ready. Come on over. All we're asking is that you donate to the Pet Food Pantry. Again, food items, even an older dog's items that you no longer have and you need to remove those items out of the house. Money, we know that money goes a long way with you. So so money is also good. What we're saying, and you can look at our event posting, we're saying, hey, a $5 entry fee gets you into the heat, and we call these heats for each run that we do. Or you can bring a good, bag of food or this and that. And you said it earlier, some people feel better about that anyway.
Yeah.
So whatever works, just bring yourself, come on out. If you're busy on Friday and you cannot do it, then just, drop off throughout the week or anytime. We have a dispenser out there. You can drop off your gifts. If it's going to be cash or money or whatever, don't drop it off with us. Just get a hold of her. She'll give you your information here, or her information, in a minute. And then, if it's items, we'll go ahead and get them to pick it up, or we'll drop them off. So it's easy to do.
Yeah.
So it'll just be a blast.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
anyway,
it's gonna be fun.
so we're kind of excited about it. We did it last year without. I mean, we didn't involve you in it, and we had a blast. It was just a good show. We didn't charge for it or anything. It was just a fun thing. And then this year we decided, well, let's do a fundraiser, right?
Yeah.
And it's little dollars. Remember, we get 20 people that donate $5. That's 1,000 pounds of food.
That's a pallet of food.
Isn't that amazing?
Yep.
Wow. So anyway, so consider doing this, especially during the Lent season. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Right?
Yep.
Let's connect it.
Yep.
Anyway, so there you have it, folks. Thank you for tuning in to Ask the Dogman. Kim and I both appreciate you being here with us. It's been touching. Every time I talk to you, it's fun. Anyway, by the way, how can they contact you?
Go to the website. Email me at info@petfoodpantryokc.org. If you have somebody that needs the help, you have them call 664-2858.
Perfect.
We're gonna get them hooked up. Yeah.
Perfect. We'll be back in 2 weeks. This time we're changing the time, so listen up. We're going to go to 12:30. We're going to do it a lunch thing, so it'll be April 10th at 12:30. We'll have an announcement, but we're trying it just because we're trying different things, different time frames for everybody. By the way, we've answered a bunch of your questions, so now we get to ask you a question. Since we have a phenomenal guest with us, we're going to ask Kim to ask the question of our audience. What would you like to know? And what they're going to do is they're going to put it in the comment section, and
Awesome.
you got to answer.
I want to know, so what do you call your pets? Do you call them fur babies? Do you call them just members of the family, which is fine? Do you call them, what do you call them? How do you, when you're talking to somebody, how do you refer to those pets?
That's a very good question. And be nice.
Yes.
I know some of you are not thinking nice things right now. Be nice.
Yeah.
So let them read, put it in the comment sections. Remember, if you like this segment, go ahead and share it. Let people know. Please tell folks about Kim and her great organization. What they do, it's amazing. I can't even find enough words. So anyway, this is Angel Soriano, a.k.a. Dogman, with Kim. Barking back at you. You asked, we answered.